Hey, good morning. Just finished the book of Exodus this morning. And Exodus chapter 40, the last chapter of the book, has a couple interesting things. Number one, you see a repeated phrase that's repeated, looks like at least 7 times. It says, as the Lord had commanded Moses. So he set up the tabernacle as the Lord had commanded Moses. He lit the lamps as the Lord had commanded Moses. He set the bread in order as the Lord had commanded Moses. And you see that phrase, quote, as the Lord had commanded Moses, unquote. You see that, and that's to show that Moses was very diligent in doing all the things that God asked him to do exactly the way God wanted him to do. The second thing I want you to see is in verse 17, it says, and it came to pass in the first month of the second year, on the first day of the month, that the tabernacle was raised up. So if you remember, if we go all the way back to Exodus chapter 12, verse 2, God told Moses, this will be the beginning of months, the first month of the year for you. And it was the month of Abib. And here we are a year later, and they were setting the tabernacle up. It was raised up. So it took about a year. So one of my commentaries says that it took about 6 months to get through the final plague, to leave Egypt, cross the Red Sea, for Moses to meet with God, to do all of those things. It took about 6 months to that point to be able to build the tabernacle, and it took about 6 months to build the tabernacle. So we're right at a year later that it took to do all the things, quote, as the Lord had commanded Moses, and to get everything set up and to start tabernacle worship like we see in the rest of the Old Testament. It's pretty interesting. So I think the takeaways for us today is be patient. It can take up to a year sometimes. And the second thing is that it's important for us to do things as the Lord has commanded. Love you guys. Hope you have a great day today.